Kappa Delta held its annual Kicking It for the Kids event yesterday. Find out how they were helping raise awareness of child abuse.
It's outside, and Valparaiso Park are taking full advantage of the cooler weather. Katie Nickolaou is live at their next winter weather activity. Next.
And before we get colder, it's actually quite warm outside. We're at 56 degrees, much of the same story across northwest Indiana. Will the temperatures hold? I'll have more coming up.
We'll have that and more. This edition of The Shield starts right now.
Live from the VUTV studio in Schnabel Hall on the campus of Valparaiso University. This is The Shield on VUTV.
And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Eric Ruzanski.
And I'm Aaron Melendez-Castro.
This past Sunday, the Kappa Delta sorority on Valparaiso University's campus held their Kicking It for the Kids philanthropy event. VUTV's Katie Nickolaou has the story.
Kappa Delta, a well-known sorority on campus, recently held its Kicking It for the Kids Shamrock event. This event raised funds to help kids who have faced adversity through abuse in their lives. We caught up with Jessica Wozniak, the Vice President of Community Service for Kappa Delta, and asked her why they held this event and what it means to her.
Kicking It for the Kids annual Shamrock event is Kappa Delta's really national philanthropy event, and what we do is raise money for Prevent Child Abuse America and Dunebrook Incorporated, which is in LaPorte County and Porter County, really just advocating for healthy families and preventing child abuse across the nation. So for this event in particular, we have used an online donation link that our family and friends have been donating to, over $800 so far before the event. And we've also had a give back night at the Culvers here in Valparaiso and raised quite a bit of money there as well. All the proceeds go to prevent child abuse in Dunebrook. The teams today will, when they win the competition, they'll receive, it's a team of 3, so everyone will receive a gift card. They get to pick between different gift cards that we have for $10. And then they also get to put their hands on the banner that we have, and it's kind of passed down. It's basically our trophy. You get to put your handprint on, because handprints are signifying Preventing Child Abuse America.
After a brutal 21-minute-long match, we caught up with the winners of the Kappa Delta Kicking It for the Kids event to find out why they signed up and what it felt like to win.
So basically, another Greek organization, having their philanthropy event, so it's good, for us to get involved with what other Greek organizations are doing, and plus, it's for a good cause, going to a charity to help children who have been abused, so it's always nice to, give money to that and, participate in an event that works for such a good cause.
It means a lot. We didn't even know how big of a deal this was until just now, really, but it's a pretty awesome feeling.
I just think about people have suffered through child abuse and stuff like that, so I always got that on my mind, and so the tournament is kind of a big deal to me when it comes to things like that. So scoring, I don't know. I hope people are excited about the match at the same time thinking about why we're playing harder.
For VUTV, I'm Katie Nickolaou.
Last Saturday, WVUR The Source held Valparaiso, an EDM concert featuring Valparaiso's own DJ Diamond and DJ Bill McFresh. This event offered students a chance to relax and unwind right before we get into the final stretch of the semester.
This morning, residents of Beacon Hall were either awoken, caught in the shower, or just about to leave for the day at 9:50 this morning when a fire alarm went off. Many students believed it was just a drill due to the fact that the residents didn't pass their last fire drill. At 10:05 a.m. this morning, students were allowed back in the building. Beacon Hall resident assistant Nura Zaki told VUTV that this event was not a drill and, quote, there was a panel in the basement that was triggered. This reason for the alarm is still unknown.
Last Thursday, the Valparaiso Center for the Arts held a Veterans Day event to commemorate the soldiers who have fought and continue to fight for our country. Tom Seidel, a retired colonel and visiting professor of leadership here on campus, gave a moving speech which made those in attendance feel grateful for every soldier's service. Many audience members were currently serving in or veterans in the United States military. The Valparaiso University Chamber's Concert Band also performed at the event. The band paid tribute to the military veterans in the audience by performing songs that honored each branch of the military.
And the colder weather means that it's time for Valparaiso's ice rink to now be open for business. VUTV's Katie Nickolaou is live at the rink. Katie, how are things looking out there? What can you tell us?
Hi guys, I'm here at the Valparaiso Central Park Plaza, and if you've been here during the spring, summer, or fall months, you probably saw a pavilion. But now check out what it is. This is a converted ice skating rink, and anyone can come out here and enjoy, especially considering that tonight is opening night. 6 to 8 o'clock is when we're going to be open here. Then at 8 o'clock, they're going to close it down for hockey teams. But after they're going to be available to open skate every day of the week practically. If you want a full list of their hours of operation, you can go to valpoparks.org. There you can also find the pricing for their rental skates, which I am of course using right now. I am not a proficient skater by any means, and like many people, I'm just not proficient at skating, but they can help with that. They have walkers. Many little kids use them. I might use one myself. It's very entertaining to try and skate out here, and I know I'm having a blast. It's a great break from having all the studying and tests and everything coming up in the next week. But you know what? It might not be the best week to go. Could be 70s on Friday. Brendan will have your full forecast coming up later in the show. So stay tuned, and we'll have the full forecast for you later.
And thanks, Katie. Next on the Shield, Paris pays tribute to victims with the one-year anniversary of the Bataclan shooting.
Also, people are protesting across the nation following the results of the presidential election. We'll have this and more when we return.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it... If Daniel won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
After Donald Trump's win on election night last Tuesday, protests have erupted from coast to coast nationwide, while the biggest crowds have been seen in New York City and downtown Chicago. Virginia Commonwealth University saw over 100 people turn out to protest Donald Trump's win. Sandra Jones has the story.
The mission is to defend friends, family members, communities.
On VCU's campus,
from racism, sexism, xenophobia,
hundreds gather,
homophobia, transphobia, ableism, and Islamophobia,
to express their views.
We are all Americans.
And the right to protest.
And we will chase that dream until the day it dies.
I think that it's great that people feel so passionate about politics and the way that this ended up.
Many here still reeling over the outcome of the presidential election.
I want my voice heard that we do not respect blatant sexism, blatant hate, bigotry, and everything else that that man ran for.
I'm with my mom, and I think that Hillary should have been president because she's way more qualified than Trump.
This VCU student's reason for being here?
Trying to spread support for people who are concerned about this and for people who are, really questioning what will happen with the Trump presidency.
For others,
our signs essentially say it all. They say peace. That's what we're here for. But we're just here to make sure, all of our LGBT community is safe. I'm a member of it, so we just want safety, that's all.
Yeah, that's what we want, is safety for everybody.
Trump's victory sparked 3 days of protests in the city of Richmond, with some protesters defacing monuments and blocking traffic on the interstate.
And I know that people are disappointed. Other than that, I respect people's right to feel the way they're going to feel.
Do you think it was peaceful?
I don't think that's for me to say.
Carrie Morgan Hooper did agree with this.
But you don't want them to put themselves in harm's way.
We absolutely do not want anyone to get hurt. We're very concerned about people's safety, and we put that out there.
And as crowds of protesters march from VCU through the city, they're concerned this country has turned the corner, heading in the wrong direction. Working for you in Richmond, Sandra Jones, CBS 6 News.
A police officer in Alaska was shot several times early Saturday morning while investigating a reported theft in Anchorage. The police chief says a man walked up to the officer while he was investigating the case and opened fire. The suspect was killed in the shootout with police. The officer had to undergo emergency surgery but is expected to survive. Police say it's unclear if the suspect who opened fire on the officer was involved in the theft case being investigated or if he had just happened to be walking through that area.
Anchorage had a citizen who was ambushed today. The thing that made it very concerning is that citizen was a police officer. An officer was out on the streets in the early morning hours doing what we do each and every day and night. This officer was attempting to identify an individual that potentially involved in a theft. And almost immediately, the person who this officer came into contact with ambushed the officer. Totally surprised the officer. But because of the way the Anchorage Police Department trains their personnel, this officer took quick action, and almost immediately other officers arrived on the scene. And even though the officer was shot multiple times, officers returned fire and subdued the suspect.
ESPN is back covering the Dallas Mavericks NBA games. The team's owner, Mark Cuban, has restrained the credentials to ESPN reporters after revoking them for more than a week ago. Cuban is protesting the fact that the reporters were not covering the team on a full-time basis. Cuban was also concerned that the ESPN could start using automated reporting. That means covering the games using content created by computers instead of having live reporters. However, ESPN's president says the network has never planned to use automated reporting for its NBA coverage. The Mavericks and ESPN also issued a statement Friday saying the dispute is now behind them.
The Bataclan, the music venue where 90 concertgoers were killed in last year's Paris terror attacks, reopened Saturday with a performance from Sting. In a memorial ceremony on Sunday, French President Francis Hollande unveiled a plaque honoring the victims of the attack. This plaque is one of the 6 that has been placed around Paris. CNN's Jim Bitterman reports.
Ceremony here at the Bataclan just wrapping up now. President Hollande about to leave after a very somber moment, the 6th moment like that this morning, because there have been 6 plaques to the different places where there were attacks a year ago. But here at the Bataclan, most of the people were killed. 90 people killed here, and the ceremony was about the same as in the other places. The president and the mayor of Paris standing in a moment of silence as the names of the victims were read out here. 90 victims, and while we couldn't see the faces of the people here, and some of those involved were families of victims or maybe even victims themselves. While we couldn't see their faces, we were able to just tell from their body language that it was quite emotional, people embracing each other in the crowds and whatnot as the names were read out. A very somber moment recalling those events 1 year ago. Jim Bitterman, CNN, Paris.
So Thanksgiving break is right around the corner. Will we be seeing some colder temperatures this week? Storm meteorologist Brendan Johnson will have the latest on that.
Plus, Rachel Gerhart with a recap in the week's sports after these messages.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's the better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
If dying young won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
And you know, fall colors have really been the big story over the past couple of days. In addition to the warm temperatures that we've been seeing, several days above average, and it's been absolutely gorgeous. Managed to take this photo just a couple of hours before our showtime here. Beautiful tree right outside KCH and Schnabel, really showing fall colors as we go to the week before Thanksgiving break. High temperature today, 62 degrees. That is 12 degrees above normal. High of 65 set back in 2009. Managed to just come shy of that, about 3 degrees. Temperature, and so far as in precip, we are on the dry side actually. We're about a half inch below normal for this time of year. And you can see why. The middle of the country, completely barren in terms of precipitation. We've got a high pressure system dominating the central part of the country. The only thing of note, the showers across the Pacific Northwest and some showers along the East Coast. We zoom in a little bit closer here to home. 57 degrees currently out at Midway, 52 at South Bend, 56 in Kankakee. We get a little bit closer here. You take it all the way down Cook County, 51 in West Chicago, 61 there in Gary, 56 here in Valpo at this time. So these are very unseasonably warm temperatures. Going to take you now through the departures from normal. So this is how far above normal we've been. We go back a week to the 7th of November, 15 degrees above normal. The next 7 days, though, we've been sitting about 5 to 10 degrees above normal, with the exception here of Saturday, where we made it just about 1 degree above normal. The heat dome sits out to our west across the central plains. Highs there ranging from the upper 60s to lower 70s. The real big thing here in Valpo, what we need to watch out for, is the large temperature gradient through the difference between our nighttime lows and our daytime highs. By the time we get to Wednesday morning, 6:45, waking up for an 8 a.m. class, you're talking about a 37-degree low there. So you're really going to want to bundle up if you're going to some of those early classes. Wednesday afternoon, though, high of around 51. So you're talking anywhere between 15, 20-degree difference between these lows and highs. Future radar, though, again, like I said, we have that high-pressure system, but we will build in a few clouds here by the time we get into tomorrow morning around chapel break or shortly thereafter. Those move out by the afternoon and even into early Wednesday, leaving us with clear and sunny skies. So most of the shower activity staying well to the north in Michigan. Cannot rule out, with winds off the lake, can't rule out a small chance of a shower. Tonight we'll expect a low of around 43 degrees under partly cloudy skies. That's going to allow some of that cold air to escape. Tomorrow, 56 under mostly sunny skies. Next 7 days, though, the trend continues. High temperatures anywhere between the mid-50s, low 60s. Some models projecting around 70 degrees there on Thursday. By the time we get to Saturday, though, that's when we're going to see that ice skating weather, guys. You know, Katie's out there right now. I believe they need about the mid-50s or so to open up the ice rink. Not probably going to look too good here for the end of the week, but definitely for the weekend, I think we'll be seeing a lot of people out there.
70, but yet here we're in the middle of November.
Yes, I've seen a lot of people with T-shirts outside.
Yeah.
It is pretty ridiculous, and especially that 8 a.m. class, as you were saying. I do have one of those, so I guess I better get my winter jackets out already early.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Brendan. Rachel Gerhart will have the full breakdown of this past week's sporting events coming up just after this.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
If Daniel won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
Welcome back to The Shield. I'm Rachel Gerhart. It's been an up and down season, but the Crusaders football team had an opportunity to finish off their season with a win when they hosted Jacksonville this past Saturday. Crusaders came into the game losers of 3 straight, all by double digits, but had an opportunity in this one for their 4th win. And there's no better way to start a game than the way that Bailey Gessinger did. He takes it 85 yards, all the way for the score. Crusaders strike in just 10 seconds, leading 7-0. Fast forward, late first quarter, Frank Katrine takes the ball out of the backfield and goes 72 yards for the score. Crusaders had their first 28-point quarter since 2008. It's 28-3 Valpo. Now transitioning to the late third quarter, Gerhart Morgan catches a pass from Seawald for the 8th-yard score. That extended the Crusaders' lead, 42-24. And Valparaiso hung on to take down Jacksonville, 42-39. Jimmy Seawald threw for 202 yards and a pair of touchdowns, and Gerhart Morgan had a pair of touchdown receptions, along with 99 yards. Dave Caccini had high praise for this group of seniors who played and won their final game.
When you coach the type of student athletes that you have at Valpo, who are not here because they're on full athletic scholarship, who are here because they want a good education, they've got a good head on their shoulders, they're intelligent, they're mature, but they have a passion for playing football. You can't help but just love coaching those guys and just want so badly for them to win. Not for yourself, not selfishly, but for them. To have these seniors be able to ring that bell one more time, words can't explain what an incredible feeling as a coach to see them experience that type of joy and satisfaction and vindication for all the work that they put forth. So it's the single best aspect of my job. Do I want to win football games? Absolutely. Championships, we're going to do that. But to have that experience day in and day out working with the type of individuals and watch them mature as they come from 18 to a 21 or 22-year-old man, that process itself is the true reward and the real reason why I'm the head coach.
The men's soccer team snuck into the Horizon League tournament as the 6th seed and were able to take on 3-seed Milwaukee in the opening round. It was an absolute battle throughout as both teams had 16-plus shots, but neither were able to find the back of the net. Fast forward to PKs, after Milwaukee's Josh Kay scored on his first attempt, a Como Thompson shot was shut down, giving the Milwaukee the early advantage. After making their first 4 attempts, Francisco Saporito found the back of the net, giving Milwaukee the win in penalty kicks, and the game ending the Crusaders' season. The Crusaders finished the season at 10-5-4, and the loss of their 4-7 games will be an interesting year next year as the season's specifically strong senior class for Valparaiso. The men's basketball team finally had their opener this past Friday, and they had another game Saturday night to open up their year. In what was a little bit of a slow performance for the Crusaders, they came out on top in both. Alec Peters led the way both nights. After he had 24 on opening night in the win over Southern Utah, and then 36 points and 15 rebounds in the win over Trinity Christian. The Crusaders have one more tune-up tonight against Copen State before they travel to take Oregon on Thursday. Along with the men's team, the women's team had their season opener in the road to Florida at Stetson. The Crusaders battled throughout but fell to Stetson 87-75. Danny Franklin was fantastic all game long, finishing with a career-high 34. Meredith Hamlet had double digits with 12 points, and Amber Linsford added 8 points and 8 rebounds in the loss.
Valpo will look to get on track on Wednesday at Chicago State. So guys, it was an eventful weekend, and along with the volleyball team snuck into the Horizon League tournament, and they're going to be in the 6th seed, playing Northern Kentucky first round.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rachel. I was at the men's game on Saturday playing Trinity, and my goodness, when Alec Peters, he had over 30 points.
It was incredible.
Going in the first half, they were down. They weren't playing so well, but after that, Coach must have lit a fire because they came out strong in the second half.
Yeah, Coach Loddick was very, very animated this game. It was great to see.
Well, thank you, Rachel. We'll be right back with a final look at your weather forecast after the break.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
If Daniel won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
Well, guys, you know, it's been unseasonably warm. We had Katie Nickolaou out at the ice skate rink earlier in the show. I don't think that ice skating will really be happening by the end of this week, but this weekend, though, taking a look at the 7-day, could see high temperatures dive down to the lower 40s, excuse me. I've seen some models suggest the upper 30s, but not before making it to almost 70 degrees on Thursday. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous this end of the week. Right before Thanksgiving break, I think a lot of folks are really going to be really happy by the time we get out.
Yeah. I'm a big hockey fan, so I'm looking forward to this season.
Yes.
Maybe skating in the backyard or something.
You know, and I also want to say, guys, I think the bow tie game was
The
really
bow
strong.
ties.
Yes, they look fantastic.
Thank you.
Truly.
Well, for Aaron, Rachel, Brendan, Katie, and myself, thank you so much for watching this edition of The Shield, and have a great Thanksgiving break, Valpo.